let's continue from there. Today's topic is calculating time of flight. What is time of flight? Time of flight is the distance taken by a body, a projectile, to move from one point down to the point at which it hits the final plane. It is the final plane and this is the initial plane. The time taken to move from A to B is the time of flight. And there are several ways of calculating the time of flight. One of them is using formula method. That is, T is equals to 2u sine theta over g, provided this angle here is theta. And this theta as an angle must be an horizontal angle, meaning that the angle must be projected to the horizontal like this, not to the vertical like this. You are given an angle to the vertical. Let's assume you are given 30 degrees. You have to use 90 minus 30 degrees here to find theta. While if no angle is given, if no angle is provided, then T is equals to 2u over g. That is the time of flight. Hence, it is important to note that these formulae are only relevant for this type of motion where it starts from a plane, comes back to that plane. If it does not come back to that plane, e.g., it starts from there, then goes to another plane, then these formulas are not relevant. Let's see some examples. An object is projected from a height of 80 meters above the ground with a velocity of 40 meters per second at an angle of 30 degrees to the vertical. What is the time of flight? And let's solve this now. We are given our angle theta as 30 degrees to the vertical. That is, we are going to draw it. It's going to look like this. 30 degrees to the vertical. And don't forget, I told you the angle we need is this, it is 60 degrees. So from this place now, an object is projected from a height of 80 meters above the ground with a velocity of 40 meters per second with an angle of 30 degrees to the vertical. What is the time of flight? Now we have our velocity u at 40 meters per second. We have our angle to the vertical as 30 degrees. Don't forget, the angle we are needing is 90 minus 30 because it is to the vertical. So that is 60 degrees. This 60 degrees shows the angle to the horizontal, and that's our theta. Now from that place, we also have our height 80 meters. That is, it is projected from here vertically upward. That is projected from a height of this above the ground of 80 meters above the ground, and it comes down to the ground with the velocity of this at an angle of this vertical. What is the time of flight? Now let's do this now. The first thing you are going to do is calculate the time taken to move from this place to the height here. Now don't forget that I said yesterday that the final velocity at the topmost position is 0. Therefore, we can work on this by saying that v is equals to u plus at y. Now, but because it is moving up, it will become vy is, of course, 0, while uy, don't forget, is u sine theta plus, and our a is minus g because of upward motion, when t. So we have u sine theta minus gt is equals to 0. So we have u sine theta is equals to gt. And from this place right now, we can have t is equals to u sine theta over g. So we have u, our u is 40 sine 60 over, and our g is 10. So we have 4 sine 60. That is 4 times sine 60 is 3 over 2. that is 2 root 3 seconds. Now that is the time taken to move from this place to this place, 2 root 3 seconds. Now the time taken to move from this place to this place is what we need now. Now before we get time taken, we can use the velocity to calculate time taken. Now let's use the velocity now. But before we get the velocity, we have to calculate the height from this place also to this place too. Let's call it h. Now from that place, we can have h is equal to ut plus half gt, half at square. Of course, uy, ay, because height is vertical. Don't forget, so we have h is equal to uy t plus half ay is minus g t square. So we have h equals to uyt is, that's supposed to give us 40 sine 60 times, and the time taken is 2 root 3, then minus half times 10 times 2 root 3 square. So h is equal to 40 times root 3 over 2 times 2 root 3 minus 5 times 4 times 3. So things cancel, we have 2 here, that's 20. 20 times 2 is 40. 40 times root 3 times root 3 is 3. So 40 times 3 is 120. So write down 120 here, minus, then for this, 5 times 4 is 20. 20 times 3 is 60. So 100 times 60 should give us 60 meters. Now from that place, you can as well decide to calculate the height by using the general formula, square sine square theta over 2g. From here we have down here, then come up here, we have 60 meters, here we have 80 meters. So the total height, let's call it big H, is equals to 60 plus 80, that gives us 140 meters. Now coming back here, we have 140 meters from here to the ground. So v square equals to u square plus 2as. Here we have y. We are trying to calculate the velocity at which it will land here. Now note that the final velocity for this motion from this place to this place will not be the initial from this place to this place. You get, from this place to this place, this is uy1, vy1. Now this one will now become uy2, vy2, because it's the second phase of motion. So from this place we have uy is 0, don't forget, the same vy is 0, uy2, vy1 0. So we have vy2 square is equal to, this is 0 square plus, because this is coming down, plus h, that's 10. So and our distance is 140. So we have vy square equals to 2 times 10, that's 20 times 140. So that gives us this 2800, and square root both sides, we have square root of 2800. That's the final velocity. Now to calculate the time, now we have vy equals to uy plus gt. Now to calculate the time taken, so we have vy is equals, vy is square root of 28, uy is 0 plus 10t. So we have square root of 28 equals to 10t. So t is equals to square root of 2800 divided by 10. That is the time. Now to calculate the total time, now total time is equals to square root of 2800 plus the other one we calculated before, that was 2 root 3. That was 2 root 3. So you can punch your calculator and get your final answer. Another faster way of doing it is knowing the final velocity, as in velocity here and the initial velocity, the velocity here. Now look at that. Now if this velocity is coming up, if we take it as positive, because velocity is a vector quantity, when it is coming down we can take it as negative. So we have v is equals to u plus at. Now the velocity that is coming up, let's take it as positive, and not come down, let's take an. So when they coming down is minus, is square root of 2800, so it becomes minus root 28 equals to this one coming up. So you have minus root 28 is equals to, and our u here, our initial velocity at the point of throw, which is 40 plus, now because it is coming up from that start, we have minus 10t. So in that place you have minus 28, then this comes here, minus 40 is equals to minus 10t. Then here you do the arithmetic, then you divide it by minus 10. Minus 10 over minus 10. So our t will become 28 plus 40 over 10. Try to find out your answer and let us know. But your final answer should be something like